Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. It's me, Allison. I had just finished up with my free masterclass, How to Create a Sales Post That Converts. I had over 70 people sign up. Hooray. Well, I guess hooray for me. And hooray for you if you did attend. I hope you got so much value out of that masterclass today. I did provide a few examples of sales posts that I used over the past few months and ones that I share with my clients all the time to create more sales for themselves. If you'd like access to that replay, click the link in the show notes. It'll just say Sales Post Masterclass. So sign up and so you can get that replay. And in the next few weeks, actually, it's in 2 weeks from now when you guys are probably hearing this episode, I will be hosting a DM masterclass. It's called Dominate the DMs. It's going to be all about how to sell and communicate in the DMs. I do feel DMs get so much hate. They have such a bad rap when really they're so amazing and can really help you significantly improve getting your followers on sales calls. I have been using a DM strategy, like a lead gen strategy for many years, and it works. It works when it's done right, though. And there are definitely ways for you to come off as salesy and pushy and all that sort of stuff. And so this masterclass is designed to teach you how to actually be genuine and authentic so that you can get more of your followers on sales calls. And if you are somebody that kind of lacks those communication skills, like you maybe have never had a business before, which is totally fine, and you might have that fear of just talking to people overall on the phone or an email or in the DMs, like you are going to love this masterclass so much. And what I love about this masterclass too is that it's only $77 USD, and it is happening live on Friday, April 26th. So once again, Friday, April 26th. Click the link in the show notes to sign up today. I'm really excited about this one. I love talking about DMs. It is so fun. So sign up once again in the show notes. Okay, so this week's episode is all about asking for money. I want you confidently being able to say, my program costs blank, right? You don't need to make asking for money weird. And so here are some things I want you to remember. You are a business owner, all right? So everybody who speaks with you, whether it's in the DMs, the comments, on a sales call, in person at the grocery store, an email conversation or whatever, they all know that you have a business and that it costs money to work with you. And if they don't, why? Why do you think they don't? So even if you met somebody in person and they know you are like a fitness coach or a health coach or something, or a sleep coach, they know you are a business owner because I hope you had expressed that in some way or another, right? Duh. Okay. I hope that you've expressed that somewhere. And if they haven't heard you say that or seen you talk about it on social media, well, that's on you. Unfortunately. All right. They need to know that this is what you do for a living. So if they are shocked that you are asking for money, ask yourself, like, where was this disconnect? Where did I go wrong here? Okay. And to avoid that like shock factor, you need to be open and honest about what you do. No need to hide that you make money doing what you do. No need to hide the price at all, if I'm being honest. I'm all about transparent sales. You probably heard me talk about that here on the podcast, meaning you share the cost openly on your socials, on your website, or wherever, so people actually know how much it costs to work with you. You'd avoid so much of that ick, like uncomfortable feeling on a sales call if you had just expressed and were transparent about how much it actually had cost to work with you before the sales call. So when they do get on that discovery call or sales call or consult, whatever you call your sales call, when they get on that call with you, you're going to avoid that uncomfortable feeling from both parties, actually, that, that person on the other end and you, when you both know how much everything costs. So when you get to that point where you are sharing the price again, right? Hopefully it's again, they aren't like, oh my God, what? How much? Like that sticker shock, right? And I think a lot of people hide their pricing thinking that they'll be able to convince that person on the other end or, on that sales call that like, this is so worth it. And I'm going to be honest, I don't do any bro marketing. And what I mean by bro marketing is like, you better sign up for this because if you don't, you're going to be in the exact same spot if you don't, blah, 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 blah. Like that's not how I teach any sort of sales. To me, that's very would say manipulation, right? So I don't hide anything with that hope that I can convince them or manipulate them on that sales call into buying my offer. All right. Don't do that. Don't do that sort of stuff. All right. Just start sharing it now on all the things. So the money piece is so easy on that call or even when you're talking to somebody in the DMs. Okay. Something else that's a big no-no for me. I've heard a few of my past clients say this. This is before they started working with me, obviously, that on that sales call, they actually weren't sharing the price. They weren't talking about the investment and they were sharing it afterwards in an email. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? No. If this is something that you do, I'm so sorry if I'm totally calling you out right now. Okay. This is not meant to trigger you. I'm here to help you grow your business. Okay. But it's important that you are actually sharing the price on this call. Reason being, because you want to sign that person on the call, right? Like, and start working with them immediately. You want them to go like, well, how soon can we start on the actual call, right? A sales call or a discovery call or whatever you call it. It's for them to ask you more questions, get you guys to both just know each other a little bit more, clear up any hesitations or concerns that they may have around working with you, and even about your methods, right? It's for them to ask more questions, but to actually know the price and to talk more about the next steps into working with you. But they can't really do that if they don't know the investment, all right? So if you don't get to that money part, ask yourself why. Like, what are you so afraid of? Like, this is a big red flag for me. If like I get on a call with a coach and she's like, okay, I'll email you the price. Well, that was kind of a waste of my time, right? Because that's what I really wanted to know. And of course, I'm a big girl and I would probably just sit there and go, well, hey, before we get off this call, like, tell me more about the investment here, right? I likely get on that call to discuss the payment options with that person. I just want to know all about the details so we can get started like as soon as possible, right? Feel me? My big suggestion though, if you have such a fear talking about money, is sitting in front of a mirror and asking for money, right? You can just practice saying those words over and over again. Or you can practice with like a spouse or a best friend. Like practice with somebody though who actually isn't worried about money and really does believe in you and your business. Like that's I guess a big thing is like making sure that your like best friend is not going to sit there and go, well, that's just like really expensive. I wouldn't spend money on that, blah, 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 blah. Like actually practice with somebody who you know loves you and adores you and is going to really help you with this. Okay. But talking money doesn't have to be uncomfortable. All right. And if you're making it weird, why? What's your hang up? What's your hang up around money? Okay. You really have to dig deep here. What are you really afraid is going to happen? It is a win-win situation when you share the price. All right. So once again, reason being is because if they say yes, yay, you just made some money and you guys get to start soon and you have a new client. And if they do say no, nothing changes and you're still fine. You're in the exact same spot you were in yesterday or today, right before that sales call. You're still a great coach. You're still a great human being and you still have an amazing business. And yeah, you still have everything that you have in this exact moment. Nothing was actually taken from you. So if you have a fear of rejection, why? What's going on? Are you afraid of what's going to happen if they say no? Like, I can't afford this, or, that's too much money. Like, you might be afraid of just answering the objections, which is completely normal and fine. But be prepared for those. All right. I don't know if you have scripts or things that you can say, but be prepared for those on the sales call. And let's be real, like you could avoid a lot of that if you just decided to share your pricing beforehand on your socials or on your like pre-booking sales call page and your website and all that sort of stuff. Okay. And if they get on a call and don't know the price for some odd reason, all right, so be prepared to handle those objections. Like I said, be prepared to answer that's too expensive. All right. I help a lot of my one-on-one clients with this because a lot of them are really scared and they're really just not confident to talk about money. So I know stepping into your leadership is really important. You confidently getting on that sales call and saying, it costs this amount of money to work with me. It's important that people aren't feeling all those nervous, like energy vibes when you're talking to them on the call, right? Like I want you being so confident in your services, your coaching abilities, and your pricing. Okay. So once again, it is a win-win when you get on a call and you share your pricing. With being a business owner, you're going to have to talk and handle money a lot. Like we cannot avoid that. I want you having a great relationship with money. I notice it so much too. People bring like their personal like money story into their business and you just can't do that. If you hate money or you have some like weird juju, is that the word juju? Like that like negative energy vibe around money, like clean that up. clean that up. Money is going to come and go. It is an energy, right? Money has a strong energy and it can be bad. It can be really good, or you might just feel pretty indifferent about it, which is fine. Like maybe you just kind of always grew up with money and that's that, right? Like some people are just really indifferent about it. But if you have some negative, whatever you want to call it around money, you got to work through that. And some of my other thoughts around money too is like money is a universal language. Every single day, people are exchanging money and people pay for coaches and services every single day. So don't project your money story on your future clients, okay? For all you know, they have so much money, like, right? Like if you're broke right now, which is fine, like it's okay to sit there and say, I don't have a ton of money in my bank account, so I'm just assuming everybody else is the same way, when that's just not true. And I choose to stay out of my clients or my future clients or my followers' bank accounts because I actually don't know how much money they have. In their mind, they might be poor, but like they might have $20,000 in a savings account that may, in their mind, that's like, oh, I can't touch that money. But like they might have actual money. You just don't know about it. Okay. So anyway, so this is a short but sweet episode. I truly want you loving your experience around money when it comes to your business. It will help you so much as you grow. And as you grow, you can't ignore the fact that the more money that you ask for, the more money you're naturally going to make. So we got to get comfortable asking for money. And that is your homework this week and every day for the rest of your business life. Okay. Go and talk about your offers, go and talk to people and ask them if they'd like help. And that's all you're going to do to build the business that you want to build. All right. Talking to people and having them give you money in exchange to help them is what's going to build your business. All righty. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you again next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison_Henderson_coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.